Court, the movie podcast where Sean
and Michael
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
Oh no. You really are going to do it.
Baby.
Are you going to do it?
I'll do it every time.
Okay.
Until the fans write in if you hate it.
Yeah.
We will get rid of it. But I've grown attached to it.
Attention, kill donkeys. Dedicated kill donkeys. Let us know if you hated it.
Yeah.
Also, what did we see? You forgot to say.
Oh, yeah. Guess what we saw? Well, I was giving them time to guess, you know. They're sitting there, maybe what the episode was titled?
Yeah, I looked at it and it said Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
But
what if it was actually, with most names of podcasts, you can't see shit. It'll say MISSIO,
like,
and you'll be like, I guess it's Missio.
Missio.
Never heard of Missio.
Missio. That sounds cool.
Sounds sort of like a drag drama or something like that.
Missio.
This is your girl Missio. And there's like one time when she's performing and she's like, I'm Missio.
I'm Missio.
And then and it's got highs and lows. And she's like, ah!
This season, Missio has gone Missy-ing.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay.
Okay, we saw
5 stars.
Should we say it at the same time?
Yes.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. In the IMAX.
We saw it in IMAX. We were very
big.
close.
Huge.
Let's get this out of the way. It was hot.
It was very warm.
So, if you've listened to me talk about, this was years ago, Once Upon a Time.
Yes.
In, wait, what is the Quentin Tarantino one?
Hollywood.
Once Upon, you know that when I went to see that, I was sweating like a pig. And it tempered my reaction to it.
True, yeah.
Because I watched it the first time and I was like, it's fine. And then I saw it in a theater with air conditioning. I was like, oh, this is really good.
It is crazy. I remember seeing The Favorite with a horrible headache.
Yeah.
And I still liked most of it, but I wonder if I would like it a lot more.
Yeah. It's pretty darn good.
I was kind of worried going into this because I hadn't eaten till really late. And I was like, oh man, I hope I don't get a headache. And luckily I've avoided it.
Good.
Which is good. I was so worried. I was like, it was so loud because it was IMAX.
It was loud and it rumbled us. If you had a headache, you would be miserable.
I think you would actually be concussed if you did the 4DX. I think you'd be thrown out of the seat.
Oppenheimer 4DX.
Yeah. They just blow the whole room up.
They've got flames on the side so you feel the heat. Hey, if you're listening 4DX, send us money. Tweet at us at Food Courtcast.
Cillian Murphy just leans down in front of your face at one point.
I am Death, the Destroyer of Worlds.
Puts on the scarecrow mask. What are you afraid of?
Maybe Snake Eyes. Can it be Snake Eyes?
Ooh.
I don't remember how. Does he kind of talk like that?
I think
it's been so long
Cobra
since
talks like that, right?
Cobra Commander?
You'll never stop me. I'm a cobra. This is how cobras talk.
Yeah.
He's
seriously
very dangerous.
We watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Oh my god.
First of all, how did you feel?
You're going to hate this, but I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Why would I hate that?
I just was messing with you.
I like when people enjoy movies.
Yes.
Sometimes, unless it's a movie I don't like, and then I'm like, ugh.
I know, I've been working on it.
But I've been trying to just be like, who cares?
It's really hard sometimes. There's certain movies, I won't get into them, but they make my blood boil, and I gotta go, okay, it's not worth it. Let them have their thing.
Let them have their thing.
It's just when they start talking about it, I go into a red world. You
just gotta turn it off. You gotta be like, Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I also liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, full disclosure, this was my second time.
Wow. Yep.
I saw it yesterday. I think I liked it better the second time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, did you do IMAX both times?
Yeah. First time I thought, this was good.
Yeah, it's
This is one of the good ones. But the second time I was like, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just fun.
The plot is as follows.
Yes, please tell.
There's a key. Yes. The MacGuffin in this movie is 2 keys. And it's a cruciform key.
Yes.
Because it's shaped like a crucifix.
Yep.
Which is fun.
Slide in.
And they are trying to get it.
Yeah, that's it.
But you know what happens?
A lot.
The cruciform key is the key to the heart. Let's just go ahead and spoil this all already.
Yeah.
This is a spoiler alert.
Spoiler,
if
watch
you're
out.
listening, spoiler. Bleep, bleep,
Bleep,
bleep.
bleep, bleep.
Spoiler alert. It's the key to world controlling AI.
Yes.
Or on the verge of world
entity.
control. The entity.
Algae Rhythm has returned from Space Jam.
A new legacy.
A new legacy.
Mission Impossible. A new legacy.
Part one. Dead Reckoning. It just keeps going.
And so
great.
they've got to go on various missions.
Yes, so
impossible
many.
missions.
They're all impossible.
They've got to drive around. They got to get on a plane at some point, I think. They got to get on a train. They got to get on motorcycles. Yeah, they're on many different vehicles. They got to fly through the air.
Through the sky.
With the greatest fees. And that's basically it. Yeah. I mean, I could tell you all the parts, but honestly, I don't know if I remember all the parts.
So many parts. It's kind of amazing.
It's very, very... I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily convoluted, but it is just like... Wow, there's just, okay, so that person's doing this, and this person's doing that, and then this person's got this mask on, and that person is this, and actually, this person turns out to be that.
At least this time they play around, they're like, well, anything can be the truth when the AI is controlling everything. So
that's
it's
pretty
like
cool.
a little, and it's like predicting everything, and I was like, oh, wow.
It's very silly.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you have, this is... maybe the one that is furthest outside of reality.
Yeah, you gotta really suspend.
Like, it's so silly. The fact that at one point they're, spoiler alert, at a party, and it reveals that they're at the entity's party.
Yeah.
And he's like on a screen going, and it's very silly.
All along, the music has been a spell.
Yeah.
Controlling. That would be amazing. I was worried at one point that because he sees a guy in his AI glasses.
Yes.
Or AR glasses,
yes.
I mean. Augmented reality for the layman.
Yeah.
And the guy vanishes.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, wait, is this dude not even real?
Oh.
I was like, oh, it was a trick. The thing was tricking his eyes.
Yeah. So it's not... I do like that it's like the Mission Impossible version of First Reformed.
Oh yeah,
it's like the world is ending, and in order to survive, we need to take control and destroy all of our enemies.
Yeah.
Except in First Reformed, he's just like, well, instead, I need to kill everybody.
Yeah,
and myself.
We all need to die.
And then he's like, you know.
In this one, I like it because they're like, well, maybe we just get rid of all the technology.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the farms. And
yeah. Spoiler alert, again, there's always a spoiler alert through the rest of the movie.
Don't listen. Do listen.
Can I tell you my B-Flam Euro of this movie?
Please tell me your favorite part.
This is my favorite part. There's a moment. Wait, actually, what is the moment? Oh no, it's escaped me.
Dun, dun, what's
the part? Oh shit, it completely
no.
vanished from my mind.
Oh no. Well, you're talking about,
the AI and the movie.
Ethan
okay,
Hunt?
let you tell me your favorite part, and then maybe I'll remember.
Okay, I had a really hard time because there's some incredible sequences.
Lots of good shit.
It's just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And as former co-host John Burr mentioned, my back was sweaty leaving.
I was hot.
I would say that it was 20% due to the movie's intensity.
Yeah.
But the rest was because I was just like, man, it's warm in here.
It's really warm.
I didn't bring my hoodie this time, and I was glad.
Thank God. Yeah. You would have been fucking dead.
I would have cast that thing aside, thrown it. I wouldn't even care where it went. Okay, so it was between two scenes.
Okay.
There's this awesome car chase scene that involves a couple different cars, hopping cars and stuff. It was
in Rome.
Awesome, yeah, in Rome.
Wasn't the Fast X big metal chase in Rome too?
And isn't there one in John Wick, the newest John Wick? Isn't that the same loop?
I think that's France.
Oh,
loop.
France. Okay. I was like, man, all these loops.
Yeah,
look
that's the Arc de Triomphe or something.
Yeah, one of those. But okay, there's that scene, and then of course there's this insane train scene.
Yes.
Where the train has is going off of the edge of the cliff, and they keep having to climb cars, and they're just going through all this amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so tough to pick, but I think I have to pick the train one.
The train.
It's just like...
It's awesome.
It surpassed any of the other... Like, I just in general have to say this one did a great job of making the stuff like fun and sometimes funny, but still thrilling. And I was like, whoa, like it was almost cartoony, but like still cartoony. Like you're still just like, oh shit, how are they gonna get out of this?
It's very cartoony, very silly.
I'm glad.
The train thing is really great. It's one of those things where, you know, oh no, how are they going to get through this? But it keeps going so far that you can't believe it. Because like there's a very similar, sort of a similar bit in The Lost World.
Oh yeah,
where they are like,
I love that.
They're in two halves of like this trailer thing, and they're like hanging, and there's stuff like that, and there's all stuff about them hanging. But this like just keeps going.
It's awesome.
Like the trains, the different cars keep falling, so they keep traveling into different cars, and because like by nature of the fact that each car of a train has like this different decor, they go into different spots.
It's
so like they go into the kitchen and there's like flaming grills,
oil flying everywhere.
Hot oil.
There's a part
oil.
where like an oven or something flies off the wall, so like this tube of gas is just like I was like, oh fuck,
and it's hitting the flames that are on the gas grill, and it goes and also it's like all sorts of slippy slidey things are falling,
and when they jump out it blows up, and like the lady's legs are like on fire, and he's like,
really good.
It's awesome.
It does a really good job. It feels like a lot lighter than Fallout.
Yeah, I think so.
Like Fallout is great, but also gets a little grim. Yeah. Like there's a guy whose face gets burned off.
Yeah, that was wild.
And like there's still a lot of like brutal shit, but it seems like it's less bloody or something.
Yeah, I think they chilled it out.
Yeah, I don't know why maybe they decided that they got as far as they could, and still have it be fun in Fallout. And they're like, okay, let's bring it back.
Because even like one of my favorite characters, big spoiler, dies.
Yeah,
Double dies. They kill her first, and then I was like, oh, they fucked this movie over. And then she's back alive. I was like, oh, thank goodness. And then they kill her for real. I was like, no.
Who do they kill?
The lady, Ilsa.
Oh, that's sad.
Love partner / fighty lady.
Yeah, it is sad.
It broke my heart, but it's okay. That's the nature of the beast. But it didn't feel as heavy as like something like Fallout. Yeah,
it felt very sad.
Yeah, I was like,
but
they kept moving.
But also, it was like one of those things where it felt important. Like the death felt important. Because, like, she died to save someone else, which was pretty lovely.
Yeah, it was sweet. And it mirrored his... Because they show that in his past, he had lost someone in the same exact way, basically. Yeah. I was like, oh, man.
He keeps losing people.
Double bad.
There's so many people in his life that are in peril.
Yeah,
it's
always. Too bad. Doesn't he have a wife somewhere?
She survived, though.
Yeah, because she was in Fallout.
She's in Ghost Protocol and Fallout in the third movie.
Shows up, and then they were like... All right, we can't really be married. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think at the end of the third one, or maybe sometime between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
She disappeared, and then at the end of 4, he like goes and sees her and he waves, which is kind of sweet.
What's up?
He's there. He's like, hey, bye.
Bye. Yeah.
And then at the end of Fallout, she shows up again. She's like, oh, why are you here? And he's like, not because there's a nuclear weapon here. Oops.
That movie had one of the coolest fake outs ever where like...
Spoiler alert.
Looks like it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Looks like everyone dies, but it's a sunset. I was like, oh hell yeah, that's
really
great.
Good. Really good. Okay, I haven't thought of my favorite thing, but I've thought of some of my favorite things. One of my favorite things is there's this little yellow Fiat.
Oh,
it's in the chase that you were referring to around Rome, and they've already done a lot of chasing. There's some cool Asian lady named Paris who's chasing them in a stolen Humvee.
I don't know where
like grumbles.
It's like alive. I don't know where I've seen her in so many movies. I just can't place them.
Hey, tweet at us if you know who that lady is.
She's great.
She's very good in this.
Yeah, I feel like I remember her being really nice in a movie, and then now she was really evil.
She's very evil, but also hot.
Yeah, very.
Everybody's hot.
There's
and
a lot of very attractive people in this movie.
Yeah.
The new lady's great.
Yeah.
The old lady's great.
The other old lady's great.
Yeah. All the ladies.
They're all hot.
Yeah.
Shea Wiggum.
Mission Impossible, don't get a boner. That's so
Part
stupid.
1.
Yeah.
But there's a little yellow Fiat.
Yes.
And they get in it, and it's been super duper charged.
Oh, yeah.
So the the engine is too much for the car itself.
It's pretty awesome.
So when he first hits the gas, he runs directly into a wall.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then there's one part where they're like going downstairs, and they're like,
That was
good.
crazy.
And then there's another part where they flip over.
Yes, oh my gosh.
And they land, and they have switched spaces in their seats.
That was incredible.
It's really fucking funny.
And they're both just like, what? Yeah, because they're handcuffed together, which is such a good bit.
Classic bit.
And like at one point she's like, no, you're driving. And they have to like switch out. I loved all of that. And then like that they probably really did most of that is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, at least him. I don't know if I guess she did. Like she
looks like it.
Which is pretty awesome.
One of my favorite parts, this is just a little bit of that scene, is like I guess they got the windows open, and the wind seems to really react to her hair.
Yeah.
Like every turn they make, you see it go, and like just like I don't know if that was just a plan or that was just luck. And they were like, "What if?"
That's great.
Maybe Christopher McQuarrie was like, "Hey, what if the wind hits her hair every time they make a turn?" And they just had like a wind guy outside the window. Oof. But like you do see her turn and then wind fly through her hair. It's really cool.
It was so well shot.
Yeah.
And like I think there's a part where he like slams into a wall and they're like driving and just and he's driving with one hand because he's handcuffed.
Yes.
That's like,
he's doing like drifting with one hand and a little Fiat.
He's wild. Just in general, like seeing Tom Cruise literally come from a parachute and land on the ground all in one motion and just be like, all right.
Yeah, he just gets...
It's pretty amazing.
He just likes to do it.
I love it. Yeah. I was like, damn. That made me happy.
I still... No.
You found it?
I think I did.
Okay.
This is actually my beef lamb gyro. And this is a little thing, but it's kind of a big thing. I like the fact that the humanity is the thing that the entity doesn't understand.
Yeah.
So, Ethan lets Paris live.
Yes.
They have this big, brutal fight, and he's got a pipe, and he could hit her in the head and easily kill her, but he lets her live.
Yeah.
And she's the one who ends up saving him.
Yeah, which is cool.
And she's also the one who tells him where the submarine is.
Yes, that was
so
cool.
without him being human, being like caring for another person, trying to not be like this cold, emotionless thing like a computer, they like accidentally defeated, at least for the moment. They thwarted, yes. The evil plan for now of the entity.
Yeah, the guy who's working with the entity's name is Gabriel, and he's like
crazy.
From Ethan's past, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's acting like, oh, I've got this all planned out. He's got a watch that's like perfectly timed with when he needs to jump off the train, which is like wild.
He falls directly in a truck. It's so silly.
It was awesome. I was like, this is great. And then they did the classic like, no, actually, I've got the key. Ethan's like, la, la, la. And then Gabriel's like, he pulls, I love this scene so much. He pulls out and he goes, Ethan! Like, I literally held out the E so long. I was like, this is awesome.
I mean, it is like full on cartoony.
Yeah, which I love that personally. Yeah. I think it's preferred for me.
I mean, I like some good brutal violence, but it's like a good antidote to the Wickness. Yeah, and I love the Wickness as well, but sometimes it's good to have both sides, you know?
I agree, yeah.
You need some guys getting shot in the head.
Some guys.
And sometimes you need people getting shot and they're dying, but you don't really feel them dying.
Yeah, Wick, the last Wick especially, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. It was like so many people just getting killed.
Just lighting people on fire.
Yeah, it was wild.
I'm on fire!
After that first shootout that lasts like 30, felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I don't know how much more people dying
It's
I can
brutal.
handle. And then
They keep doing it. But that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's like a cute little bit of business where it's like, oh, okay, the way we defeat him is by being ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
By being good.
I love it. I think that they'll probably bring that Paris lady back.
Yeah.
'Cause the guy's like, we got a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I was like, I think
she's gonna be part of their
an
team.
ally. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be
She's
fun.
really cool.
Yeah, I like her.
She's got cool outfits.
Cool outfit. She's funny.
Yeah.
She's kind of crazy, I guess.
She like many of the characters has real movie logic.
Yes.
Where she's like, for some reason, just wearing completely ridiculous outfits.
Yeah, skirts.
She's got like a captain's outfit
Yeah.
and like a tear drawn on her
I
face.
love
It's
it.
like, well, I don't know why
Alright.
she's dressed like that, but it sure is cool.
She's, Gabriel, he lets people wear whatever they want to wear.
He really does.
But he will also kill you if a computer tells him that
Yes.
he'll betray him.
And Gabriel is dressed like the coolest casual guy. He's got like safari jackets.
Like beach dad almost.
Yeah.
kind of.
But he's got lots of layers.
Yeah,
I
lots.
noticed in one scene when he goes into the Italian, Italian
Place.
detective's office, he's got shirt with a tie, sweater,
Yeah.
and then jacket over the sweater.
It's pretty intense.
It's like, how fucking cold is it in Italy?
Sometimes movie dressers do that where you're like, why am I wearing 7 layers? Like, what?
Yeah.
A jacket on top of
I mean, it looks great,
Yeah,
but
but-
I have to be outside and it has to be 35 degrees or else I'm going to die.
Yeah, exactly. He's just losing it the whole movie. Like, please,
Dear
let
God.
the scene be over.
Yeah.
But I love the scene with Paris where she goes on the train and she breathes on the little window of the I think it's the driver of the train
Yeah.
or something.
I don't know, some guy.
It's confusing because there's like a driver guy, but then there's the people shoveling the
Engineers?
coal. Yeah, the engine. So it's
I don't know what they did.
whatever guy. She does that to him.
Maybe he's the boss and they're the coal guys.
They're the coal guys. Yeah.
But he does get probably murdered because he gets hit in the head with a
but it's,
fire extinguisher.
The editing's so funny because she just grabs a fire extinguisher and then you just hear dink, and then he's like on the ground.
Yes.
And then a moment later, she opens up a coffin or something, and Gabriel's in it with a mask of the entity, just like. I was like, "This is incredible!
It's such a silly movie.
It's awesome!
I can't wait to see it again.
I know I loved it. I had a blast.
So much fun.
It was Oh my gosh! Even the airport scene where they're looking
Yes.
for Ethan, and they use like deep fake stuff to trick them.
So
which
funny.
Was great. There's a lot of people doing deep fakes of Tom Cruise already, like
Yeah.
funny videos. And I was like, I wonder if that was almost a nod, like,
Sure.
hey, look, we're
I
doing
mean,
it.
Christopher McQuarrie's smart.
I love seeing Tom Cruise in all the different outfits of the different.
Oh,
people.
yes.
I wish they had done a lady. That would have cracked me up. That would have been great.
They should have done that.
They should.
Another favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shea Wiggum, who plays the older, I don't know, is he in the FBI or some shit?
Oh
The
yeah,
dude with
guy
the gray hair.
chasing him
Yeah.
constantly.
He's constantly chasing
love
Ethan
that.
Hunt. He's part of some, I don't know, some kind of military
Yeah.
CIA organization.
Yeah.
And he is pretty awesome.
I loved. Yeah,
Pretty uniformly awesome.
it was good. Yeah.
He's one of those classic that guys. Like Shea Wiggum is just like one of those guys who's in so many movies, and you see him and you're like, oh, cool, good.
He's awesome. I think the first time I really he had like a big role was in this show called Homecoming, and I was like, oh, he's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see him in more stuff.
He's really good in this.
Yeah, he brought the humor.
He's
element
very
a lot.
funny.
Yeah, the part in the airport where Ethan gets off a call, like realizing that the lady's like running away.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks over and sees the cop guy, and they like make eye contact. It's just such a nice. There's so many moments where he just barely misses him.
Yeah.
I love it.
I also
Sorry,
go ahead.
I thought of another moment.
You
with the cop guy.
tell, and then I'll go.
They are in Venice, and
Italy?
Venice, Italy. There's
Is that in Italy?
I think so.
Got you.
Got him. I don't know.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Venice somewhere.
I think there's a lot of water, but also buildings.
What are you doing?
Water. Well, the people they see a party going on, and he goes, let's go to a party. And then they go to get in, and the guy's like, oh, whoa, you can't come in this cool party.
Yeah.
And then they look at him for a second, and then he tases him. It's so good.
It's really good.
He tased both of them. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
At some point, there's like a talking point between him and his African-American co-worker, partner, probably?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what their relationship is.
That would be amazing if there's a reveal like
Teammate.
they're
They're just lovers.
That would have been great. Babe, it's okay. Just calm. I would have died.
They're both in a bathtub.
Do you think we'll ever catch him? I don't know. Let's just focus on us. That would be so amazing.
Yeah. Well, they can do that.
Maybe.
But there's like this ongoing conversation that they're having, and they're like, the black guy keeps being like, what if Ethan Hunt's like, what is he doing? Do you know him? What do you know? What's his story?
What?
And then like they're in the train sitting down having a drink, and the black guy's like, what if he had to go rogue?
Yeah.
Like, what if he needed to? And it's so like, it's such a knowing thing.
Exactly.
He's really funny.
I love that. They always got to go rogue, baby.
Yeah. They have to go rogue.
Wait, there's a part earlier where the guy running the IMF, I guess.
Oh,
Kittredge.
You may remember him from the first movie and then not any of the other movies.
Yeah, I was like, he looks pretty familiar.
Yeah.
And I guess he's a good, I thought he was a bad guy in the first movie.
Well.
Or is he like...
Spoiler alert. In the first movie, he is a bad guy only because he thinks that Ethan Hunt is a bad guy.
Oh, right.
But when he finds out that, spoiler alert, John Voight is a bad guy, I think he becomes a medium guy. He's just like, okay, well, you're not the mole. You're not the one killing people, so you can keep doing impossible missions for us.
Yeah, you keep on doing it.
You'll probably be dead within the week.
Yeah, exactly. They always count on him being dead, but it doesn't happen.
They reckon on him being dead.
I reckon.
By the way,
why did I bring that up?
Tweet at us if you know what dead reckoning means. I assume from the context that is a submarine term.
I think so, because they say it early.
Yeah.
In the movie, they're like, dead reckoning, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know what that means.
All right, whatever. But the Impossible Missions Force guy says IMF, and someone's like, what does that have to do with this whatever? And he's like, no. It's the Impossible Missions Force. The guy's like, what? That doesn't exist.
Which is played by Carrie Elwes.
Yeah.
We saw with former co-host John Burr, and as he mentioned, Carrie Elwes was also in a movie called Operation Fortune.
Oh yeah,
Ruse de Guerre. No, Ruse de Guerre. I think Ruse de Guerre. Directed by the same guy who did Wrath of Man and what the fuck is his name?
That guy,
the Snatch guy.
Guy Ritchie.
Yes,
yeah,
directed by Guy Ritchie, and he plays the same exact character.
Really,
except like. In this one, spoiler alert, he's a villain.
Oh, interesting.
But in Ruse de Guerre, he's like, essentially, he runs their gang.
Oh, interesting.
But he's like, they're doing spy shit, and he's like, yes, you've got to go over there. Oh, fly to Venice now.
Fly to Venice.
And he's not... Hey, we can transition into things that aren't good.
Oh, yeah, this is a good,
he's not the worst part, but Carrie Elwes is not great.
Yeah, not great in general.
Not great.
I would say it's tough. I don't think he's the worst part, like you said. But
no, he's fine. It doesn't help that everybody else is really kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Michael, what's the low man of this movie?
I had a feeling you're gonna ask me, and I have to say
it.
There's one scene in particular where I was like, oh no, it's losing me. And it was early on. It's after the submarine stuff, which was cool. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Great. But then they go into this like long, like kind of exposition office room scene where it's like all these kind of boring people talking. And I was like, I was like, I don't care about any of this. Like they just kept the kind of not like blah blah blah, letting out a bunch
It's
of
like
info.
a technobabble.
Yeah, I was just like, huh? What? Okay.
It's not really necessary.
No, it just went on too long. And there was just like all these random people that I didn't know. They were, like there's some random lady.
Yeah.
It's like a real close up of her. I'm like,
Yeah.
do I need to know who I
No.
was just kind of confused.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just didn't do it for me until Ethan Hunt blows up a green sleeping gas.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh,
It's
okay,
cool.
now we're going.
Yeah,
But that
that
scene was very long.
it did not need to be
No,
long
I was
because
like,
it's
come
all it is telling you is something that we already understand
Yeah.
as like in a basic way because of
Exactly.
like the Matrix and 2001 and like all these other things.
We
It's like
get it.
there's this powerful AI and it can pretend to be anything and
Yeah.
also it can cover its tracks. So we don't know if anything on the internet is real.
Exactly.
Or we don't know if any of the information in our computers is real.
I feel like it went on so long because they made every character talk. There
Yeah.
was like 7 characters in a room, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, you get a line. All right, now you say a line. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, can we just...
I think in general
Yeah.
that's like a good thing that Christopher McQuarrie does. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they're in like their IMF meetings with like 4 people and they're all like going round table with the
Yes.
information, it kind of like makes the exposition scenes seem a little more active or
true.
something.
I
but in
agree.
that scene, it's just like I
Boring.
don't know who these people are and I don't care about
No,
them.
and they're not really interesting shots because it's like, how interesting can
Yeah,
you get in an
it's
office?
people in an office.
Yeah, and you're like, all right.
Though, not to go right back to something positive, but they are above a little, I don't know, factory floor where people are typing with typewriters.
Yeah, that
all
was
of the
nice.
information the CIA and
That was pretty
the
wild.
intelligence community has ever
I was like,
found.
whoa.
It's really cool.
Like, that's pretty crazy.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It really is horrifying.
But it made me question. I was like, well, a lot of it should already still be like the original stuff would
Yeah.
already still be typed. So I guess it's all the new stuff
I guess so.
that's
Maybe.
been only interneted.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
This is not at all related, but sort of related. Like 3 weeks ago, when it was like maybe a month after ChatGPT
Oh, right.
debuted.
Became sentient.
Yeah. There's this guy who was like for the longest time been one of the kind of leaders of AI. Who was like, this is the technology that we need to develop. This will be great.
yeah.
And of course now he's like, oh, this is going to be a horrible technology that will ruin us. Just because, of course, that's just what every smart person has
Yeah,
said for since the beginning of computers.
Pretty bad. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. But who would have known from every piece of science fiction?
Yeah,
of the
they
last
always
100
told
years.
us, yeah. And I love too that there's like this movie and
Yeah.
then that the creator movie. They're
Yeah.
like, AI is coming for us.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. Hey, but you know, it does make it easier to write papers, though.
True. That is true.
If you want to not write your own paper.
I mean, hey, if this means that, we're going to have a big shift where we have to like kind of stop being so reliant on internet, maybe that would be good.
Yeah.
And get back to just being real.
I don't know if that'll happen, though.
Yeah, it could, I don't think it'll happen probably in a nice way.
No, well, yeah, it's going to kill us.
Yeah. But the squirrels are going to have a blast. They're going to have so much space to run around in. It's going to be good. Anyway, what's your low main?
What is my low main?
It's tough with a fun movie like this.
Yes. I will say the first time I saw it, I thought it dragged a lot more than the second time.
Yeah.
It just okay, this is my low mains are going to be things that I'm just mildly annoyed by because I really enjoyed this movie. My low main, I think, is that some of the music seems to build to a crescendo
Yeah.
that is too big for the moment that it's portraying.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like there's some moments where it's like bah, bah, yeah, and it just like gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like we're like 17 minutes into this movie.
Yeah, hold on.
And it's like you got to save some of your horns for the end of the movie.
Save your horns, people.
But it makes it sort of a little more episodic, which is maybe the point.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to like make it feel like it's broken up a little bit more, where it's like, hey, this is the big crescendo of this moment, so like you're not watching 3 hours of a thing. You're watching like 5 4 or 5 different little stories that build to this big.
It does kind of feel like a show.
Yeah.
A little bit. Which I didn't, in the credits, it was like based on the TV show. But I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a show.
Yeah, it was a show.
Funny. Never knew.
It was a show in the 60s and 70s,
what?
I think.
That's crazy. Was it still Ethan Hunt?
I think in the TV show, and I think this was controversial, the guy that John Voight plays was like the main guy.
Really?
So they just like made him evil.
Whoa,
in
that's
in the first movie.
Twist.
Yeah.
Was John Voight? No, he wasn't in the show.
I don't think he
That would
was.
have been crazy.
I feel like, tweet at us if I'm wrong.
Please.
I feel like the guy who played the pilot in Airplane, like the original Captain Over.
Yeah.
I feel like he was on Mission Impossible.
Oh, that'd be wild.
I think.
That'd be cool.
But I may have also made that up.
It's hard to say these days.
Tweet at us if I made that up.
Yeah.
This is, honestly, as I said, most of it is just pale, small things. But the first, I think it was just, I had to get used to it.
Yeah.
But it is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a really silly one.
And the first time, maybe I wasn't ready for it. Because the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is it? Like, when they're in the party that is a party and that was thrown by the
really
computer,
wild.
It's so ridiculous.
It is crazy.
But, like, the first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is... So he's got a big screen and the... But the second time, maybe it was just because I was like, well, I've seen this movie. I know what it's going to do. I was just more amenable to the silly things. And I was fine with it for some reason.
And is the blonde hot lady, is she from the last movie?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I vaguely...
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
Max's...
John Lark, that whole thing.
Max was the mommy of Vanessa Kirby's character.
Okay, I got
Max
you.
from the first movie.
Yeah, okay, I'm getting
Is really
now.
horny for Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
They have good
She's
chemistry.
Wild. She's got crazy eyes.
By the way, somehow we went into the bad stuff before talking about Haley Atwell's character, Grace, who's awesome.
Yeah, I thought she did great.
She's so good.
She was really fun. I like their back and forth.
And also, this is another thing that I got used to the second time, is that it really is more of a team affair.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, she has her own little story. We kind of cut away from Ethan a little more than we do in any of the other ones.
It's very, yeah.
And I didn't really like it the first time, and this time I was fine with it.
You're like, who's this B?
Well, it was just I'm there for my Ethan. I just wasn't ready for this whole other lady, but I think she's quite good.
I think they did a good job, especially
she's very charming.
Became so important, like she's kind of taking the place of the other lady.
Yeah. I don't quite know why.
Yeah.
Maybe she just didn't want to do any more movies or something.
Good.
Or maybe they were just like, for this to have some sort of weight, maybe another person needs to die. But I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
but who knows?
I wouldn't have picked the lady to die, but
wait. I know the worst part.
Uh-oh.
This is the lo mein.
Lo mein, bring it.
And in general, I'm fine with backstory if it's well done.
Yes. Yeah.
But for some reason, they added like a Gabriel and Ethan Hunt backstory where like he killed someone that was special to Ethan Hunt, which is fine, but it was just like, okay.
I will say I was glad they didn't, because they show it, but it's like all like silhouette and stuff. I was like, please do not have him look into the light and be a CGI young one.
Thank
Please
God.
don't. And they didn't do it. I was like, oh, integrity. You got it.
You don't have to. You don't have to show everyone young.
Yeah, you don't. You really, really don't.
And I just thought that, and also the kind of retcon. Maybe this was in the original show or something, or in the original idea for some of the movies. But the fact that they were all criminals, and then they joined the Impossible Mission Force.
I don't remember that.
I don't think that exists in any of the movies.
It did seem
which is fine. Like, we don't know what happened between any of the movies or before the first movie. So we have no concept, and you can make up whatever you want. You can make up anything. But it was weird. I was like, wait, they're all criminals?
We were all dropped off in pods by the alien. Like it turns into some crazy. It's like what?
It truly could be.
Yeah, who knows?
They just didn't have the balls.
That'd be great.
I wonder how silly it's going to get.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Do you
imagine.
think there will be a robot man?
Maybe. What if that's why Gabriel wears all those layers? He's a full robot.
Oh my God!
That would be incredible.
That would be amazing.
Look at me, Ethan. Look what I've become.
I am God.
Yeah. Oh, I love the part where he goes, if you hurt either of them, you're God. And nothing can stop. Or it was
Yes. I will go to the ends of the earth to kill you and your God.
Yeah. I was like, that's incredible.
What are they?
That's awesome.
Have they already shot the second one?
Maybe? I don't know.
No idea.
I also like how Ving Rhames makes Ethan agree not to kill him.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to the scene,
He's definitely going to kill him.
like, yeah, he's got the knife to him, and Gabriel's like, I knew you couldn't do it. And he goes, I was like, this is incredible.
Really good.
I will say in Lowe's, I had the same thing with Fallout. Sometimes I love Ving to death. Some of those scenes he kind of just can't pull off for me personally. This one was better than in the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Where he's like having a heartfelt thing.
Yeah.
This one, the problem was he just had like 50 lines.
He's got a lot of lines.
Cut like to different shots of him just talking, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Like this is getting kind of a lot. But other than that, I don't think I had really any other.
If you're listening, Ving Rhames,
sorry,
Michael doesn't like you.
just the writing and sometimes.
But I like you. I think you're great in both movies. I think you're great in all the movies. Frankly,
I like all the parts where you're not being like sad or.
I like all the parts where you're not talking.
Yeah.
Where you're just
where
like
he's
typing.
Like, hey, Benji, what you doing? That's fine.
Oh
but
yeah, that
like,
was good.
Ethan, my brother. Like it falls apart for me.
Phineas Freak. I like when he calls himself Phineas Freak.
That was nice. That was good.
What else?
Is
there anything else that sucks or is great?
That sucked. I don't know. I had a good time with that.
I found it quite invigorating.
It was
this time.
Yeah.
It really. Also, now I've had basically two mildly different experiences because the first time I was like, oh, it was good, and this time I was like, oh yeah,
oh hell yeah.
But it felt the first time I sort of felt like it had the same problem that Across the Spider-Verse had, where it was just like it's kind of long and also it's not going to end.
Yeah,
like this isn't the ending, and it's also kind of long.
Yeah,
maybe I had just relaxed into it or something, but it didn't bother me quite as much.
No, and I think this one was way less convoluted than Spider-Verse was. I was like,
that's true.
Okay, we're gonna.
And I think also it seems like it has at least an ending to this part of the story.
Yeah,
it's like okay, they've completed their mission. They have the key. Now they need to do part 2.
They just got to find
part 2 is they need to go to the submarine. I don't know what the fuck that's going to be like.
Yeah, I'm very interested and to see how they like. I don't think they can really top some of the stuff they did in this one, but like what versions or things they'll try.
Well, I've heard. I read on the internet, so it might be true, that they're actually going to shoot more IMAX sequences for the second one because there weren't any actual full big ass IMAX sequences. So I guess for the second one, maybe they're saving it for the second one. So
I wonder what
I don't know what cool stuff they're going to do.
I'm excited. I did notice, and this is just a random fact, the Sebastopol or whatever Sebastopol is the name of the ship in the Alien game, Alien Isolation.
Oh.
I was like, oh, that's funny. I was like, where have I heard Sebastopol? Oh, it's the name of the ship. So I was like, was that in the Alien movie?
Sebastopol.
No, it was in the game. Just so you know, a little fun history fact.
Ancient history.
Yeah, ancient history that nobody gave a single shit about. But I told you anyway. And that's what I'm here
just
for.
This kind of show.
Yeah,
we tell you about stuff that you don't care about.
Yeah, you don't.
That's, I mean, really though, every podcast is that.
I often wonder like how many people listen to this before the movie or do they just not go to the movie at all?
Tweet at us if you don't go to the movie.
Yeah, we need to do like a poll. Like, do you see the movies we talk about before you listen?
Yeah.
Do you listen to it after you see it?
Do you listen?
Yeah, do you listen?
Are you listening to the podcast?
Right now. That's great.
Please click yes if you are listening, no if you aren't listening.
Comment one of the names of the two hosts if you listen to this show. Just
comment the name of anyone who has ever co-hosted any episode.
Yeah.
Comment
please.
with the one episode that I wasn't on, if you remember which one.
Oh, wow. I can't even believe that happened.
That's for the real fans.
That's a wild one. I wonder what that was.
But we can't only talk about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
We really can't.
Which brings us to a segment we like to call Pan Express Presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play the song.
Ding 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 ding. It's time for the Panda Express. Boop boop, because we got them Big Express. Ding ding about the things we watched. This week. Da dun dun dong.
Sorry, I was trying to do a bottle blow, but the mouth of the
bottle blow.
You know,
we can have a panda explode out like that. The Panda Express.
Did you watch anything this week?
I did.
I've watched a bunch of stuff this week.
Okay, do you want to do one, then I'll do one, and then you do 7? I don't know how many you want.
I'm gonna only do 2.
Okay,
because after that, it's too many.
And you got to save them up.
Talk to Me.
Oh, yeah.
I watched Talk to Me, which I don't want to talk about too much.
Okay, yeah.
Because I feel like we should do an episode about it.
Okay, let's do it.
Whenever it comes out, it's quite spooky. It's quite violent.
Ooh.
It's also quite sort of teen drama-y.
Okay,
like it's like an interesting combination of the teen drama and the ghost
drama
murders.
Drama.
So it's not out yet.
What? How'd you got a special screening?
Regal has something called Mystery Mondays.
Right.
And you go and you just watch whatever movie they play.
That's really cool.
And it was Talk to Me, which I've been looking forward to seeing. So
interesting. Okay.
Because I had seen a poster. I didn't know anything about it other than I saw a poster and it was like scariest movies that's ever happened on Earth. And they say that like 10 times a year. So it can't be true. But it was scary.
Wow. Okay.
And it did kind of stay with me. Like I have been thinking about it a bit, which doesn't often happen.
Yeah, that's good.
So I won't say any more because we should talk about it on an episode.
To the listeners about it.
Tweet at us at Food Courtcast.
Yeah,
just for any reason.
Yeah, whatever you want. Advice.
Whatever you like.
Yeah. Just ask us how we're doing.
That's the beauty of the internet is it's meaningless.
It's meaningless.
But it's also fun.
Meaningless fun. Isn't that
that's what podcasts are good. Point. You're just driving in your car. You don't want to think.
Isn't it? It's crazy that the meaning can be meaningless fun.
Yes.
Whoa.
You can get meaning out of just having a good time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just watching a movie that's about a computer.
Yeah.
Evil computer.
An evil computer. And an evil man. That was wild. It is pretty nuts, but it's so much fun that I don't give a shit. I was like, this is just a blast.
You're right.
They nailed it. I was like, when I went to go pee, I was sad.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm having a blast. I don't want to break it up.
Before we get too deep, I want to ask you, is this your favorite Mission Impossible movie?
Ooh.
It isn't mine.
I think Rogue Nation's still my favorite because it introduces the lady that I'm in love with.
You like Elsa, yeah.
And which, if you're listening, tweet in.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
She listens.
I don't know what's your life's like, but
yeah, I don't know what you're into, but
what's your deal?
Maybe we're into the same things.
Maybe we could be really good friends.
I don't think it's my favorite, but it's quite good.
I mean, I need to go back and watch them. I don't really know. I loved the last one. I thought it was awesome. It was really fun. So I think that one and Rogue Nation are my two favorites. Okay. I think.
What did you watch this week?
This week I watched, and it relates to our last podcast, I watched Insidious 1.
Oh.
And I have to say...
Oh, don't say it.
Retroactively...
Do you think it sucks?
I didn't like it as much.
Oh, no.
It was weird. I remember... Something happened. I was like, the pacing... was not how I remembered it.
Oh.
It was really bizarre. Like, it got to everything really quickly.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't remember it. I thought it, had more of a slow, build to, the demon and stuff, but it's, quick.
Oh, yeah.
It's just,
demons there pretty fast, yeah.
And so that kind of threw me this time.
Okay.
And I didn't find it scary. I just was like watching it. And
okay.
I think maybe because I'm so used to it now.
Yeah.
The first time I liked it, but this time I was like,
Oh,
I
no.
don't know, actually.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I know, it was a tough one.
I'm really
I still
sorry to
like
hear that.
moments, but some of it was just a little weird.
Did you like the scary guy behind the sheer curtain at least?
Yeah, of course.
That part's
of
really
course.
fucked
I mean,
up.
how could you?
That part's really scary.
Yeah.
Um,
So that was a bit of a bummer.
sorry.
It's okay. I still
sorry.
like parts of it, but I definitely am more aware of the like just kind of wonky elements. And I was like, oh, it is kind of a really wonky movie.
Willy Wonky.
Yeah, but it was an early one for him, you know.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Well, that actually relates to my movie.
What?
I just received in the mail the new 4K Blu-ray of Upgrade,
Ooh.
the Lee Wannell picture,
Upgrade.
and I watched it for the first time in a little while,
What'd you think?
and it's really fucking good.
I loved that one.
I think it was maybe one of my favorite movies of that year whenever it came out.
It surprised
Whatever
me.
the hell that was. And it really does a lot of shit really well.
Yeah.
And was cheap. They
That's
made that
cool.
movie for like less than $5 million.
Really? That's awesome.
It looks beautiful.
They need to make more. I think more movies need like really restrictive, but
Yeah.
budgets. Like even $5 million sounds like a insane.
Yeah, it should probably
but-
be more than that for most movies,
Yeah.
just because like they were able to shoot in Australia because Lee Wannell has connections in Australia.
Yeah.
He's an Australian, and I think they also like got Australian like whatever government money or whatever how that works.
Ooh.
You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so I think they probably got a little bit of
I love it.
free money, but it just does so many things so well. Like the action's really cool, and like the camera work during the action is really sort of amazing stuff that you've never ever seen before.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the really robotic camera movements in
Ooh.
the action is awesome.
That's a great. Yeah.
It's like high violence. It's like
I
super
remember it being
brutal,
crazy.
like Saw level. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Violence where like people's just like entire face gets cut in half.
It's messed up.
It's really violent. It's also quite funny.
Yeah, I remember having a really good time with it.
And it's also, I think, and no one will ever think about him as an actor, sadly, because, we don't respect people who are in like stupid action movies.
Yeah,
But Logan Marshall Green is awesome
he's
in it.
he's very good,
His physical performance is crazy.
and he has to do so much. Like he has to switch between when he's like in the wheelchair and then
Yes.
being like crazy. Yeah, it's really.
And he
neat.
also like, especially when he's spoiler alert. He's got. Oh no! Can I spoil? Well, it's okay. It's too late.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. When he is walking with the aid of like a little robot boy
Yes.
in his neck, especially early on, his body moves like a robot,
Yeah.
and his head is him.
It's
Like
pretty
his head
cool.
is having kind of a regular human reaction, but his body is moving like a robot.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like just a
wild.
really difficult physical performance, like completely robotic arms and legs and body, but his face is just like, oh no,
Yeah.
oh god.
I love the idea of like you're in like complete horror of what your body's doing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's like, oh my god.
And I think it also, in a way that like something like Avatar does or something, it really like shows the power of him like regaining his mobility.
Yeah.
Like there's the scene when he can move his hands again, and like it really is like emotional. It's like moving, like you see it in his eyes. I
Yeah,
think
it's
he's
pretty
just
cool.
a great performer.
Yeah, he did great.
Someday, I don't know if we did we do a podcast about Upgrade?
I think we did.
Did we?
I don't know.
Tweet at us if we did a podcast about Upgrade.
I thought maybe I can never tell if it was before we did podcast.
By the way, if you want to listen to a podcast about the last Mission Impossible Fallout,
Ooh.
you can go back to our very first episode.
Oh, that was the very first?
Yep, that was when we were in the IMAX theater and survived a race war.
That was crazy. I'll never ever forget that. And
Two different gangs of people. None of them were black. All of them calling each other the N-word.
It was crazy.
It was
It is
wild.
Interesting how people have taken that. It's like, wait, when did you get in on this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Well, just
whatever. Just 7 Hispanic guys.
Yeah,
I guess they can say the N-word, right? I mean, words are something, right?
Yeah, I suppose. It was such a nuts. I'll never forget that moment. But you got to listen to the episode. I'm sure y'all talked. Did y'all talk?
We did.
Yeah. Because I wasn't on there.
No, I'm sorry.
I wasn't on the pod.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hey.
Michael, I'm sorry. Join us next week as we talk about I don't know what. I don't remember what's next week.
Whatever comes out. I mean, if Talk to Me, when does that officially?
Who knows? Tweet at us if a movie comes out next week, and we'll watch it. Soon we'll be watching Oppenheimer in IMAX 70. It's been such a pleasure doing this podcast with
always.
You. It was great to really sweat.
We really
for 3 hours or so.
I mean, a testament to the enjoyment of a movie where you're just like, oh, well.
We sweat so much, and I still had fun. Mm-hmm. And this had maybe the most trailers I've ever
I was
had in a movie.
Ready for them
It was
to
a
stop.
lot of trailers.
Yeah, I was like, all right, let's...
Like 3 or 4 is fine, but was it 6? Was it 7?
It felt like 7.
It might have been 7 trailers.
I was very, ready.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we get it. There's movies coming out.
I'm just thankful it didn't start playing Doctor Strange when we saw Maverick.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Listen to our Maverick episode to hear about that. Michael, on behalf of you,
and
Michael Hampton, and on behalf of me, Sean Parrott, myself, on behalf of myself, may I say, bon appetit.